but it's almost like you're looking at a cliff, right? And it's just far enough where you're like, I might can run. If I run fast enough, I can reach it, but I don't trust myself that I have the skill to do it.
Yeah.
After surviving that, I was like, let's go. It was like running, like, and then I can reach that other side. So that's the best way I could like articulate that between stage.
And welcome back to Bloom, Build, Birth. This is where we believe that wellness is not only about adding habits or what did you eat, what did you wear. It's everything. It's a system. And it's very obvious that a lot of us have full plates. We have a lot going on. And today's conversation is how do we juggle all of that? How do we manage all of that? How do we make it so that it's sustainable? Because right now, the way a lot of us are living, it's not sustainable. Maybe you're building, maybe you're growing, it's temporary, but we got to figure out, do you have a system? And is the system serving you or are you serving it? So that's what we're talking about today. And today I'm so excited to meet with Merlyn Colbert. I'm going to go with the French version, child.
Yes.
I'm going to go with... I love her. She is my friend. She is my sister. And she really is someone who has inspired me with her journey. Her journey has been kind of what brought us together, I would say. If it wasn't for entrepreneurship, if it wasn't for business, if it wasn't for a love for sisterhood, we would not have ever crossed paths. And this is another example that I want to share, that just because you are a certain age does not mean you cannot and should not connect with other women. She could be my little sister. Maybe even, how old are you, Cal?
I know, I just turned 36.
Could I be your mama?
Nah.
It wasn't that fast.
I was gonna say, that'd be pushing it.
But definitely a generational difference there. And we help each other, we support each other, and we love each other. And this is a great example of how we do that in community. So Merlyn, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm so honored to be here, first of all, because I'll be watching the episodes like, oh my gosh, this is so great. I watch it for myself. So now being on is... For me, it's also a full circle moment because, like you said, how we met, I was thinking back on it when I booked this. And I was like, I remember you were telling me a story about, or you were like talking about driving with heels. And it was, you were like, oh no, this is going to mess your shoes up. And it instantly, for me, it was like big sis. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I didn't think about that. So our relationship kind of just organically, it's been like that since we first met, And, I love you. I love you so much.
I love you. I love you too. Listen, and I think that what I love about you is that you have this sense of purpose that is undeterred. Like, I don't know anybody who is more dedicated to the mission, and not only your mission, but like your clients' missions too. And so I'm so inspired by that. The fact that you are a wife, the fact that you are a mom of not one, not two, but three under what? What's the age?
9. She about to be 10 next month. So 9, 7, and 4. Oh goodness, 5 now because he turned 5 last month.
It goes so fast. And I remember when Stevie was over here a little tot, right? And now look how it just goes so fast. And I think that's indicative of how life works, but it's also how business works too, where things can quickly grow and get a little bit beyond where you thought they were very fast. So I want to talk to you as a business strategist, as the founder of Clear Elevation Operations, right? You've been from the salon to the C-suite, right? You've done all of these things in terms of work and experience. What is something that you feel like is helping women in particular? Because I know you work with women. Is it only women who you work with?
Yeah, it is for now. I've had inquiries and I'm like, but because of my mission, it is women for now.
Yeah, and tell us the mission. Break it down for us.
Oh, where do I start? So the bigger goal, right? The bigger mission, which I recently spoke to publicly about, is the end goal is I want to build $1 million company. Yes. But to what end, right? It is to eventually establish a community. And not just, I mean like an actual physical building where we can house at least 50 domestic violence survivors, women that are exiting that stage of, when they're leaving their situations, leaving those times, it wears high risk. And it's
the most
dangerous. Exactly. So the goal is to be able to, number one, house these women and their children, provide education in that space if they need to pull their kids from school, right?
Right.
Not necessarily long term, or something short term. So where we can do a homeschooling type situation and help provide them with resources to make money on their own. Because a lot of these women are financially dependent. They
Yes.
don't have their own means, they don't have access to their own accounts. And if you're trying to escape tracking for that reason, so let's say they do have access, once you start swiping cards, somebody can find you. So
Right.
that's the whole the end goal for what I'm building out and what I want that to look like.
And I love that. That touches my heart. I feel like I feel very blessed that in my situations where I needed to exit, I was able to exit. It may
Yeah.
not have been pretty,
It,
right? It may not have been what I wanted to do or how I wanted to do it, but I had the ability. And that to me is so important, especially when you have children who are looking at you, especially when you have daughters in particular. I mean, sons too.
Tons
But when
too.
you are so kind of strapped looking for an exit, it's really difficult. So I love that part of your mission. So we got to make the money to get there. So as we as we're making the money so that we can do the good, which is, always my goal. I don't want to make this money simply to have the money.
Yeah.
There's no purpose in that. I can't take it with me. So while I'm here, I'm going to do the most good. So let's talk about systems and how the women you work with, how they're being served by what you're doing. And,
Mhm.
we talk about success. What does it look like to be successful in business?
So I like to tell people success is what you define your success, first of all.
Yeah.
So for me personally, success in my business is kind of what we were talking about, where it's not really boundaries, it's integration, right? Because I don't have any plans of retiring. I think the idea of retirement is kind of like gone. So when people are like, well, to what end? Well, I want to do what I love so much that it's not work. And I thank God that I feel like I'm at that place, right? So for success for me, it's building out my garden and those type of things where I have time for that to pour back into myself and my family by growing our food. But you had said something before the success question about the
Systems, like, right, when
okay.
you're juggling so much, how do you support women in creating systems? I know that's a big question, but, like, what's the
Yeah, I'm like,
first
it's
step?
so needed.
What's the first thing I'm
So
coming to you, what are you gonna tell me to do or have me do for you?
the first thing, which is what I ask everybody, so I have a framework. There's a clear framework. And that first letter, C, is for clarity. You have to know where you're going in order to build anything. You say you want this business, that okay, but to what end? What do you want your end goal to? Like I explained my end goal. I know what I'm working towards and what I'm working for, who I'm doing it for as well. And to say, well, I want X amount of money, but why? What is your
Exactly.
dream? What does that day look like? So I asked a lot of my clients when we first do our first call, and they're saying all the things that they want to do. And I'm like, okay, why? And they're like, well, to provide for my family. Okay. And then what about 10 years from now? What does that look like? Right. Or 15 years or 20 years. We don't get that far because mentally it's like a block. It's like, I can't see that far. So I make people do their dream day. Like when they feel like they have officially made it. Right. What does that look like? You wake up in the morning. Yeah. Like you're waking up. What are you waking up to? What does your bed set look like? Are you in a king size bed? Are you in a queen? Or is it by yourself? Are you with somebody? All of these, like the littlest details matter because they build what type of life you're trying to make now. Right. So that's the exercise I work through with my clients before we even get started because I'm like,
I love that visualization, girl, because
mhm.
I don't have to tell you, but to anyone who's listening, y'all, I cannot say enough how important it is to step into who you are. Like if you are not living like right now, I'm stepping into it. That does not mean I'm doing everything that I want to be doing right now, but I have a very clear vision of where I need to be and where I need to be there, how I need to be there. And when you work with clients on that, do you find that there are blocks? Is that an easy process for them? What typically
Oh
happens?
yeah. It's a lot of blocks. It's a lot of blocks. And I think a lot of it is that they can't even begin to fathom that, right? Like they say they want it, and then it's like, okay, but make it tangible.
Yeah.
And it's hard for a lot of people because they never really sit like they have an idea, but that exercise, it brings a lot of for some people, trauma too, right? And then I'm like, ooh, okay, well, let's unpack that, because why this or why not? But there are a lot of things that unresolved, a lot of reasons why they do what they do. So yeah, it is hard for a lot of people to go through that, but it's important, because if you need to go to therapy, then we need to talk about going to therapy, right? Let's find you a therapist. Though I'm not one, I understand the importance of therapy as well, because that has been a part of my journey. And I had to, now this is kind of going left field, but I had to get to a point, like you say, stepping into that person, when I realized I need to step into the woman that I'm becoming, or almost pretty much am now.
Yeah.
I had to do a lot of work internally, because I held a lot of anger and a lot of hate. Honestly, I had a lot of hate for a specific person in my life. So I had to heal from that. And because it had no place, had no place for me. And it was also blocking the blessings that I knew I had in store for me. So there's a lot that goes into that. I always advise people, I was like, well, maybe that's something we can either talk through, or you need to get some professional help, because I am by no means a therapist. I'll listen, but I ain't got nothing healthy for you, girl. I'm gonna tell you something crazy.
Right, because I'm gonna tell you, don't forgive them. I'm so-
I ain't got nothing positive to give you. Depending on what it is, I'll be like, girl,
I'm gonna use some 4-letter words and tell you don't forgive them. Okay, so no,
exactly.
of course, like, and we can speak to that too, and we could have a whole other show on forgiveness and how you do it and why you do it. But I think the takeaway though ultimately is you had to focus on stepping into yourself. You couldn't focus on where you were or what somebody else was or wasn't. You had to focus on Merlyn and how you moved into where you wanted to be.
Yes, exactly. And with that, with the clear audit and with the clarity, after I was very clear on who I wanted to be, I realized some things I had to let go, right? Some things I had to remove. And there's a lot of things that people don't realize. They want to grow, they want to expand, they want all these things to come to them. You got to let some stuff go and release. And that includes people. And
that is the gag, because when we think, because my word for last year was consistency. And through it all, and it was rough, I was consistent.
You were so consistent.
Thank you, babe. This year, my word is expansion. And we think of expansion as this big, beautiful, like blooming. But what has also been happening is the contraction, the shrinking, the saying no to things that I used to love to do, saying no to the things that I would normally say yes to, and being able to really home in on the goals. And so when we think of expansion, what comes with that? When you work with a client who wants to expand, what are some things that maybe are unexpected that she has to do to get to that?
So, let me preface with that. When I talk systems, people think systems is like very technical, very like, it is your habits. Let's make that very clear. Your systems are your habits. Your brain is an operating system.
Yep.
Let's first off reframe when we say systems. When I say systems going on forward, that's what I mean. How you operate. So with a lot of my clients, like we're talking about expansion and growth, certain habits don't serve them. Certain systems, this operating systems that they're used to, it doesn't serve the person that they're going to. So we got to let some stuff go. We either got to automate or delegate, right? And that also includes life. Like, oh, well, I have to. A lot of women, they have to do certain things in the house. I'm like, but do you? Do you? Like, do you have to do? Yeah. Like, you have to cook. Like, I get it. Cooking, cleaning, like the usual stuff. But like, it gets to a point. It gets to a point where, depending on what you're trying to do, if that's what you want, right? Like, if you want to stay home and do that and let your business run, that's fine. But you got to get to that point. So there are certain systems that have to change. There's certain dynamics that have to change, especially as when if you're a mom. Well, my kids, I have to do this for my kids. Do you though? Or can we get to getting some SOPs to train them up so that they can start doing their laundry and they can start cleaning their
SOP for the babies? Absolutely.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, what's an SOP?
I know. See, I'm getting ahead of myself. Standard operating procedures. I get excited about this stuff. So the same way you operate your home life, I'm a believer in the same way you operate your home life is the same way you operate your business.
Yeah.
So it's all operations. It's the way you show up. It's your habits. And I'm big on, I was like, if I have people in the house, I'm not the only one making this mess.
Hello.
I don't need to be the only one helping to clean it.
I
So
love
yeah,
that you said that because you're right. When we think systems, we hear spreadsheet.
yeah.
We hear graph and charts and tables. And yes, those things are important and they're part of life and part of running a business, part of running a life period. But you're absolutely right that it's bigger than that.
Yeah, so a little rewind, because how I help women build their systems, like I said, is the clear audit and then getting the clarity. The next thing is list, right? So that's a part of building that foundation. You got to list out all the things that you're doing.
Yeah.
That includes in home and business.
Mhm.
I always tell people start out with business, obviously, first, so that you can get clear on that and then automate and delegate. When it comes to home life, you could apply the same things. Like it's no different. It's no different. And my goal is really to help women eliminate that burnout. That burnout feeling, that juggling too many plates, having too many balls, whatever metaphor you want to use for it. We're doing too much. We're doing
One thing that I've talked to another guest about that really rubbed some folks an interesting way on social was perfectionism.
I saw that. Yeah.
I would love to know from you, what does perfectionism bring into a system? Because you're talking about systems where things got to work and operate effectively. But how does perfectionism within an individual sit within that?
So this might ruffle feathers. It adds to the chaos. It adds to the chaos because
Listen, turn to your neighbor.
okay, like
Say that one more
it's part
time.
of it's a fraction, it's a piece of chaos.
Yeah.
It's a piece of the chaos. And people think, oh well, if like you have to do, you have to just keep doing. Like the perfectionism is within you. Nobody else cares. Like what on the outside of, I'm not saying throw anything together, but it out
Right.
there. But that perfectionism piece of trying to make something to the best of, no, we can't. We can't.
I like to share this advice that I got from someone who was an incredible mentor to me. Okay. She was an amazing executive, had a storied career with big companies all over the world. And what she told me was, Nikki, you got to know as you're juggling all these balls, you got to know what's rubber and what's glass. And if it's rubber, you wish it well, blow the kiss if you need to, and drop it, let it go. You only focus on what is glass. And I think so many of us are trying to keep all the balls in the air, rubber or plastic or glass or whatever. And it's not possible.
It's not. And that's why I'm big on integration, not balance. Because there are times where you got to put even the glass down for a few months. Right?
Yeah.
Some things may be paused. Not saying leave them and drop it.
Just saying drop it.
Yeah, drop it and break it. No, not too. Gently place it down and let it. I'll be back for you, right? I'm coming right back. I need to focus on this one glass ball real quick because it's getting a little heavy. How about that? The glass is getting a little heavier here. Let me put this one down. It's lighter, and then we'll be back. And that's like if we're talking, like people always talk about work-life balance. I hate that because it's not. And there are seasons that you're going to go through where something's going to require more of you, whether yourself, right? Like if you have an injury, you need to focus on you. The kid's going to have to wait. The man going to have to
wait. Speaking of injury, we need to talk about that. We need to talk about it. What happened?
I'm trying to find my segue.
You look amazing, by the way. You don't look like what you've been through. Tell the folks what you've been through.
Child, see. So it all happened when, so I went to a concert and, as I was leaving, literally walking out the bathroom, nothing crazy, just a walk, slipped, fell, boom, fell on my chin and broke my jaw. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about these things of like, oh, but this, but that, yeah, life is going to happen. So as life is happening, life does what it does best. Now I have to be hospitalized. Now I have to have surgery. Now my jaw is wired shut for 6 weeks. What are you talking about? I have speaking engagements. I have to work. I have kids.
You can't yell at. Like, how am I supposed to yell at my kids with my jaw wired?
How am I supposed to even, like, do you know how hard it is to discipline when your jaw wire shut? Like,
You know what? That's a really good point because I think like that's something that I could use more of patience. And I'm
Yeah.
sure you had to employ a lot of patience in that season. What did that season teach you around how you speak? Because I would imagine not having that ability has taught you some things, even for that limited amount of time.
Absolutely. So it taught me that I probably do too much talking, right?
Okay.
And not in the sense of outside, but like within the house, like I shouldn't have to say that much. You know exactly what you're doing, what you need to be doing.
Oof.
It taught me the lesson of, like you said, patience, but also not talking so much. Like I don't be needing to really get on these kids like that because you already know what's expected of you, right? So to slow down and to also see them in their element. So like each one of my kids responds a different way to me. Is
Mm,
what it is. I've realized how to approach each one in that season. They
mm,
do all three require different approaches to get anything going, the ball rolling. I don't have to talk to my eldest as much as I need to talk to my second. And she's gonna do what she does anyway. So I'm like, what am I arguing for? I'm like, you know what? She'll do it. It may take 10, 15 minutes and it doesn't have to be on my time. So I had to learn, okay, mommy, you doing too much. Like you was doing a lot before.
yeah.
I don't have to do that much. And even with my husband, listen, it was touch and go. No, let me stop. It was touch and go. What it seemed like, because for him, I will say they all have their own trauma from my own experience, right?
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much it would have affected them
Mm,
as it does now.
mm,
So with that, it's like, oh, I'm not going to say I have to, but sometimes if I'm like, oh, I'm going to be home by a certain time, and they're like, hey, it's not like, where are you at? It's like, hey, you okay? Because there was a night where mommy didn't come home for them.
yeah.
And they're like, well, mom, you said, and
Oh, yeah.
now I gotta check in with these kids. And I'm like, dang, my husband's like,
And they got you on the 360, like,
right. I was like, well, hold on, what's happening here? But it's a level of trauma. It is a level of trauma
of
that's,
course.
it's a part of it. It's what happened. And I've learned to be a lot more patient with everybody. And I think the same for them as well.
Yeah.
Like with me, they're like, well, my oldest is so much more understanding. I'm like,
Mm.
she's her mommy mode. I don't know what it clicked for her. Like she has that instinct now.
That's the eldest daughter. Listen, as an eldest daughter, firstborn, that's a real birth order plays such an important role in
Does.
how we show up. And it follows you, whether it be in your sibling dynamic, your romantic partnerships, your work relationships. It really does show up
I have
across
to keep reminding her, like, Marley, you don't have to. She'll be like,
not the
I got the
mommy.
kids. I'm like, girl, what you mean the kids?
Right. You are the kid.
Kids, like, but yeah, that
Does that taught
experience.
you grace? Did it teach you kind of patience for yourself too?
That. So it forced me to really reevaluate what I was building the second time, right? So first time, my whole story of the first time when I had my shop, I was burnt out. I was doing all the things. I was hospitalized because I was dehydrated. I was 5 months postpartum. I'm breastfeeding. I'm not eating. I'm working. So in that season, that's when I first realized the importance of systems. This time around, it was more so, okay, this is my second go round, and now I have another medical emergency. What did I build? It was a test. It was a test for me, like, okay, now let's see what I can do with what I got, because I can't be at full capacity. Show up, I mean, like, show up was real light, like 1 hour a day. Because I was able to be like, no, Merlyn, you're not, you preach this, you preach systems, you talk about burnout, and you talk about now it's time to fully focus on you. Like everybody else gotta, and everything else, bare minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gets the bare minimum from you right now. And it's okay. I had to teach myself that it was okay. And there were times, it's like internally, like my nervous system was still fighting the urge to like, Merlyn, it's not enough. Do
Control
more. And I'm like,
everything.
it is enough. Like you're fighting with yourself. It's really all mental. So I had to do a lot of back and forth with myself. But after a few days, it got better. I did have a lot of guilt because obviously it's like, it wasn't supposed to happen. It wasn't supposed to be like this. Like I didn't expect it. I didn't go out and, but it's like guilt from what, like, it was an accident. So it
Yeah.
was a lot of healing myself and being kind to myself and loving, like, just pouring into me, pouring
Yeah.
into me.
I love that you said, though, that you kind of took that time to be with yourself, And I think what I really love is that you implemented your stuff, right? Like over this last year, I created this whole concept. It was born out of a relationship and a conversation I used to have with my child, right? Because I saw how peer centric my baby
Mhm.
is. She's a social butterfly. My child is a Leo for real. And she loves other people. But I would tell her, because we'd be in the store and I can vividly recall her being like about 4. And she's like, hi, hi. Like she's like saying hi to everybody. And a lot of the kids would be like looking at her like,
Yeah.
and it would piss me off. I want to be like, say hi to my baby, say hi. But what I had to tell her, because it would hurt her feelings, I'm like, I need you to be the flower, right?
Mm,
You can be the flower or you can be the queen bee, but let folks come to you more, right? Stop trying to work your way into every situation and work so hard to make connections. And so that was the
the
start. That was the kernel of Bloom, Build, and Birth, right? And so I've shifted my thinking some since to understand more of how all of those parts are important and how they're really equal. But I want to know more from you, like using your system to
mm.
recover and to basically proving out your system. What does that mean to you as a business owner, as someone who's helping other people?
Oh, I feel like it has more weight, right? It has more power because it works. Like, I'm not just teaching this I'm teaching it from what I went through. Yes. It was the birth. It was the birth was doing the burnout, going through the thing, being hospitalized. And it was like, okay, but my phone won't stop ringing because nobody knows what to do in my business. Right. And I was like, whoa, I built something wrong here. I did something wrong here. That's when I realized it. But now that I've gone through it on the other side, and it's such a crazy dynamic because I was like, why would this happen? Like, you're going through like what, but like having it happen again and going through the framework, it makes it that much more real. And not only that, it gives me 10 times more passion behind it. Cause now y'all will be sick of me. Cause it's like, y'all need to learn and know about this thing. Cause it's real, like it's not just theory. It's lived experience and gone through experience
Yes.
twice.
Hello.
Um, you can't beat that, and no hate, no shade to anybody that teaches on theory or, like, medical professionals or people that are educated, college degree.
Right.
It's not about that.
Right.
It's about, for me, I think it's deeper because it's a calling. It's something that I can't ignore. It's something that I have to now, like, help other
Apply.
people. Yeah. Like I have to help other women do it. Cause if not, I'm doing the dishonor.
Yeah.
I'm doing a disservice to my people. And that's just not like, I believe in God, right? So I don't play about things like this. I take
Perfect.
it very seriously. And I always tell people this, entrepreneurship is a spiritual journey. That's another
Mhm.
thing. So I like to operate under like s- God's system,
Yeah.
right? And when you do that, it is, I'm not going to say it's not hard. It is just less push and pull from the external world, from the outside world. Because trying to do things other people's way, or even trying to copy and mimic, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna
Yes. Because if it's
work.
not your purpose, it's not your purpose. If
Exactly.
it's not in your sort of divine path and your journey, you're gonna, what's gonna happen. And this is what I experienced personally, and I'm sure you did too. You're gonna keep taking. This is how I kind of make sense in my mind. I kept taking the class. Sometimes I would drop the class. Sometimes I would flat out flunk that class, right? It wasn't until last year when I focused on consistency and purpose and alignment and knowing what's really truly for me that I was able to finally pass, graduate, and be done. Now, is the degree what I had planned?
That's the and I, and that's the thing. That's the thing too. Some people they're forcing it because it's not the degree you had planned. It's like, girl, that
Like we know you were pre-med, girl. We get it. We get it. But now you are a business major,
It's
but you
like,
graduated. Yeah.
it's, we set the plans, but maybe them plans will take us through there
Yeah.
and not in a good way. Like, trying to fight against your truest self, you're gonna be in a perpetual state of chaos.
Yeah. I
It's
know
it's
you
not.
shared that you feel like you're in the season of kind of between blooming and building.
Yeah.
What does that feel like? What does that mean for you?
Oh, it's scary. It's scary because you've written the things out. I've had the vision. I know what the end goal is. But like when you're almost there, and it's funny because I'm gonna rewind. Somebody was asking me about when my jaw was broken, and he was actually asking me, like, I said something along the lines like, I get it now. Like, I feel so fired up. And he's like, from breaking your jaw? I said, yes, because you don't understand. I had been struggling with, like, seeing the woman I'm becoming, and like, she's here, but it's almost like you're looking at a cliff, right? And it's just far enough where you're like, I might can run. If I run fast enough, I can reach it, but I don't trust myself that I have the skill to do it.
Yes.
After surviving that, I was like, let's go. It was like running, like, and then I could reach that other side. So that's the best way I could like articulate that between stage. Like, it's like you're looking over there at the future you of all the things you've prayed for, and it's for you, but you just don't trust yourself enough, and you're hesitant, and you're like, if you make one slip and you fall, you're going down, right? And that's what it feels like. But now that I've come to the other side, I'm like, man, I could do anything. I could do anything. I'm gonna do anything. I know what I'm capable of. I would hope a jaw break doesn't, like, nobody needs that. But that was
Sometimes it does. Listen, I am a firm believer that if you do not listen to God's will for your life, you will be set down.
it,
It may be an illness, it may be a job loss, it may be a relationship that goes away. You will be set down. Now, whether or not you, again, going back to the class, you may not pass the class again. Child, you're going to be getting pass and fails all your life. But if you don't finish that course, you are going to keep taking it.
yes.
There's no way around it. As long as you're here, you're going to be in that class. And so it's
Yeah.
up to us to decide when you're ready to graduate. You get to
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah. I love that so much. And that blooming, I'm like, oh, she's nice. She's nice, Olivia. She's nice because it's like a relief. It's like confirmation. That's what it's
Yeah.
confirmation. And when you're on that journey, right? Like, you know where you're trying to go and what you're trying to do, and you're meant for more. That's the
Mhm.
thing. You're meant for more. You just have to trust the process. Like, you have to trust that you're gonna get that no matter what. No matter how scary that main thing looks. Like, this thing in front of me, I don't know. I didn't expect this. Well, that's a part of the trust. You gotta let go and give it to God and
What
trust
have you
it.
had to let go of in this season? What's like one big thing you had to let go of?
One big thing, because there was so many. That's a hard one. There was a lot of,
The most impactful thing.
yeah, I have to think, because there was a lot of, not so, I think I would say self-doubt, honestly, because, and trusting my intuition,
Mhm.
trusting myself, trusting what I'm capable of. That's like the one thing that was the biggest impact that I had in this recent season. It was like, girl, you can literally do all things through Christ who gives you strength. Like, what
Mhm.
are we talking about here? Like, but it's hard when you're seeing the boulder in front of you, or whatever that thing is. And right now I'm still, it's still there, but I know that I'm going to overcome it. So it's not a matter of, I'm not going to do this thing because I don't believe I can't. No, we can't afford to do that anymore. Because like you said, you're going to get sad if you don't do it at all. You going to get the lesson. So you still got to go through it, but you got to know that you're going to overcome it. The boulder ain't going to take you out. The boulder ain't going to take you out. That was the point.
Yes. Okay, so for the woman who is listening to you, who is inspired but not sure of herself, she sees something or hears something about what you're saying and it resonates though. What is the first thing you would want her to do? How would you suggest that she begin to unpack and sort of peel back the layers of her self-doubt?
Well, she got to sit down and write with herself and really figure out what it is she wants. Like it all goes back to clarity. I do that. It's like being a dead horse, but she has to figure out what she wants and what she's willing to do to get there. What she's either willing to sacrifice or what she's willing to take on or what she's willing to learn. Cause you might need to learn some new skills, right? It can't just be what you know, which is take what you have, take what you know, assets, but build on it. Don't be scared or so stuck in your own ways. Cause things keep changing. And what everything we thought we knew, I'm not gonna say nothing, but it's just, it keeps changing in the world that we're in with AI, with like, girl, we trying to keep up. So don't be afraid to learn a new skill, sit with yourself and figure out what it is you really want, get clear on that. And make decisions that are in alignment with that as well. Because sometimes we have shiny object syndrome and it's like, oh, but here's an opportunity. But is that aligned with the goal? Is that aligned with where you're trying to go and what you're trying to do? I don't forgot the question anyway, because I'm like, what was I?
You answered it beautifully. You answered.
Okay. Because I was like, nah, this is, don't be.
So let's do a quick lightning round. Let you get back to your babies.
Ooh.
Okay. So let's do a quick little round. Now you can answer one word, you can answer 20 words, whatever you want to do. Okay. But
Okay.
complete these sentences. Success is.
What you make it. Like it's nobody else's definition. Sorry. No, you have to define it. Yeah.
Leadership is.
Heavy. It's heavy. Like a real leader, like I believe real leaders, like you have passion, you care about what you're doing. It's not just a position. So it's going to get heavy. It's going to be heavy. Yeah.
Peace is.
Light.
Yes.
Light.
And enough. What is enough?
Enough is contentment, being content. And then that's in any situation, I would say. That kind of pairs with peace, like you have to find it and it's in you. It's within you.
Yeah. As an entrepreneur, women who are building these businesses, and I know women in particular are charging forward in the world of entrepreneurship. What is a system that you think every woman should have?
Delegation. I think we need to delegate more. We can't be doing it all the time. We have to stop doing it all the time.
Look, my next question was delegation or automation.
Oh, I know. I was going to say, depending on where you at, that was literally leading it. Depending on where you at, what you got going on.
Yeah.
You might need to automate some things, right? Until you can get to the point where you can afford to delegate. Because I get it. Delegation costs money. But that has to be budgeted as well. So you can't be making all this money and then burn yourself out and be like, oh, I don't know what happened. Just go ahead and prepare for the delegation.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, just prepare for it. Because it's like you're going to reach a certain level where you're going to have to delegate no matter
Get there. Yeah.
Yeah. So automate. It's levels. You got to do both. Automate first, then delegate.
Yes to delegation. Okay, morning routine or evening routine?
Evening. I have a night owl.
Or tea?
Coffee.
What's bringing you joy lately?
Walks.
I love that. Okay. So before we wrap up, I want you to tell everybody not real quick, take your time, but the systems that you have, the CEO system suite, the reset, the conference, all that you have going on and how people can work with you and connect with you.
Yay. Okay. So the CEO System Suite is our foundational offer and it is pretty much a comprehensive system overhaul, if you will. We will sit with you. We got an hour call where we're going to go through your current system, identify the bottlenecks, identify what we're going to remove, because that was the other thing I didn't go through my clear audit. We're going to remove some things and we're going to put some things, right? And pretty much we're going to help you build out that back-end system that includes automation, your client journey. That's like the biggest thing that we pride ourselves in, is helping you do that client journey. And in order to do that, we have to get clear on who you are, your brand, your messaging, and how you show up in the marketplace. So that also includes a brand Bible, is what we call it, our brand Bible. And it is a 30-page 2-page document that you can use for messaging, for your marketing, for, landing pages, all that good stuff. So that is our system suite, and it is a 30-day project, pretty much up to a month long. So we have 4 different sessions throughout the month. By the end of that, the main thing you will have is clarity and relief. Relief in knowing that you have a system working for you and you are not the only thing that keeps the thing moving forward. When you're talking automated invoices or automated emails, text messages, all of that is included in what we help you set up. And then the CEO Reset is my conference. It's my next baby, and it was a defined deposit, and it was something that, yes,
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
it was something that I'd had. It was literally election. It was actually the day after election.
Yeah.
It was that real, right? So it was something that I knew needed to be done. I started off doing a business boot camp style with it, and now this is that live, pretty much, and in person.
Yeah.
And the CEO Reset is called Building on Firm Foundations, and it is to truly help women in business not only build the systems and the structure, but build the woman behind it, right? So in order for us to really step into leadership, step into that CEO role where we are absorbing things at a mile a minute, we have to be strong. We have to be stronger. We have to identify, know who we are, be very clear on what we're willing to take, set boundaries. And we're going to learn all that because we're going to have multiple speakers speak to that. I'm super excited for that. As I'm planning it and getting people on board as I talk about it, they're excited for it. So I'm looking forward to that. We have a licensed therapist. We have a communications coach. We're a little mini pitch competition. We're going to have a lot of good things. And then there's the VIP hour where we're going to have chair massages, mocktails, cocktails, all of the good things. So I'm excited. I'm excited for all the things to come.
I love it. I love anything that brings together my favorite things: women, business, a mocktail or a cocktail, all of that. And I already know it's going to be beautiful. As someone who is like a beauty expert and has already planned gorgeous things, I know it's going to be a time. So y'all make sure you go ahead. I'm going to have a link to this. And so make sure you go ahead and sign up and get your ticket. And how can they reach you, Merlyn?
Oh, yes. You can find me you can go to my website, which is clearelevationoperations.com. And all the socials are Merlyn Colbert. So on Instagram, I believe it's Merlyn.Colbert, because who would have my name? Anyway, Merlyn.Colbert on Instagram, and then on TikTok and Facebook, Merlyn Colbert on LinkedIn. I'm on YouTube as well. I'm still the Beauty Bestie on YouTube. So you just look up, or you can Google. I think you can Google my name and find my YouTube that way as well.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. You already know Her Hive Collective is built really on the idea and the foundation that we are moving through all of these seasons, right? Blooming, building, and birthing, and all of that. Tell me, last thing, what do you believe you're being called to birth next?
I'm being called to birth next when a community of women that support other women. I don't know how else to articulate that, but I know the next thing is going to be big.
Yes.
So
We're
it's
here
going to
for it.
be a movement. So
We're here for the movement, girl. I'm rooting for you, supporting you all the way. So thank you, Merlyn, for spending time with us today. I had so many takeaways from this conversation. I love the fact that you know and agree with me that it's not a matter of becoming more capable, right? We're already, as women, inherently capable. Look how we juggle. Look how we take care of everything while everything is coming around and falling down around us. And we continue to prioritize what's really important, okay? Because being healthy, being well, and having systems is not about perfection. It's about really building and reiterating and implementing and updating, right? That operating system.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go here. It's both places and here, right?
It's the whole thing.
The whole thing. So thank you for helping us update our operating systems. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you and what you're doing, what you're building, and I'm here to support you all the way.
Thank you so much. I appreciate this.
Okay. Okay, y'all. I love y'all. If there's anybody you want to see on the show or you want to hear from, if there's a topic that we have not covered that you're like, Nikki, girl, we need to hear about X, Y, and Z, email me. My email is down there in the caption. I want to hear from you. And we want this to be about what resonates for you. So let me know what resonates for you. Okay? Until next time.